Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, as you all know, we get information from different sources. So R provides the required information by combining different data sets together. So I'm going to discuss R-bind, C-bind, merge and join in this video. So let's get started. So we have a data frame called team1 and it has information on all the player names and which player plays which sport. Similarly, I have another data frame team2 and it has similar kind of information and I want to combine these two data frames. So we have our bind and I have to give the data frame names team1 and team2. So it is going to bind together the rows and a data frame will be returned which has information from both the data frames. Similarly, if we have the same number of columns and column names, we can bind two data frames, matrices or vectors together. Likewise, I have another data frame having information on the player IDs and I want to merge this data frame into the existing team1 data frame. For that, I will choose cbind function and I can choose which data frame I want first. So in this case, I want team ID first and then the information on the team. Like this, you can merge two data frames column wise. So now you'll not always get nicely aligned data like this. So therefore, we are going to discuss more functions used for combining data sets. So you have existing data set from the previous example, team 1, having the information of the player and the sport they play. And I have also created another data frame, team age, having information of the age and experiences they have. So you might require to combine the age and experience information to the team 1 data set. So here I'm going to use the merge function. So it is an inbuilt function and you need not to install any package for that. So let's see here how we are going to use it. Merge team1, team age. You have to give both the data set name and then the the key column name. So in this case, player and player name are common, but they have different column names. So in the cases where the column names are same, you need not to give these arguments because the merge function by default merges the data set based on the common column names. But in this case, we have different column names. I need to mention that by dot x is player, by dot y is player name. So the x here denotes the first data frame, team 1, and the y denotes the second data frame, team age. Let's run it. So if you see here, only the common names from both the data set got merged. So we have another argument, say all dot x. Let's run and see what happens here. Please note here all common as well as the non-matching rows from dataset 1 appears in this output. As mentioned earlier, the X here denotes the dataset 1 and Y denotes the dataset 2. Similarly, if I do all dot Y, all non-matching rows from dataset 2 as well as all common values will appear in the output. So the case where you want all the rows from the data set 1 and 2, we have another argument all equals to true. Here if you see all the rows from X and Y, data set 1 and Y appeared in the output. Please notice that the non-matching field will return NAs. So this is all about the merge function. And the biggest drawback, however, is that merge can be slower while dealing with the large data sets. Therefore, we have joins from the dplyr package, which works in a similar way like merge, but is much faster. So we're going to discuss these six joins from the dplyr package. Please notice that all joins work on the same principle, finding something in common between datasets and then combining them based on the type of the join. So I'm going to discuss two inbuilt datasets, band members and band instruments 2. It has information of band members from Beatles and Rolling Stones. So the first data set, band members, have information on who belongs to which group, and the second data set provide information on who play what instrument. So if you see here, the format is same. The first will be your data set 1, band members, denoted as X, and the second is band instrument 2, that is your data set 2 and denoted as Y. And you need to mention the by is you need to mention the name of the key column here in the by argument. If the key column name is same, you only need to specify that one name. But in my case, you see there is different column names, name and artist. So the first argument, like the first data set, will be name and the second would be artist. So you can choose not to use the by argument. In that case, natural join is performed based on the column name that exists in both the data set. But if you don't give the argument by and then there is no common column name in your data sets, in that case, it will throw an error. So let's run it. As you can see, inner join will provide, the common rows between dataset 1 and 2 and all the columns from both the datasets will be there. Let's see the left join. Okay, it has to be 2 for all. So the left join will provide all the rows from dataset 1, whether or not present in second dataset, plus all the common rows. And if you notice, the rows with no match has NA values in it. So the right join is the reverse of the left join. It will return all the rows from the dataset 2 plus the common rows. Let's see the full join. So the full join will provide all the rows from dataset 1 and 2, and often you might see plenty of NAs where values are not matched. So this is a small data set, that's why only 2 NAs, else yeah, you might see more NAs. So the semi join is like inner join. It returns the rows of X that matches in Y, but it does not return the columns from the Y. So the anti-join is it will return all the rows of X that do not match in Y. All the common rows it won't populate. So there are two other arguments in the join function, copy and suffix. Copy is included because X and Y might exist in different data sources. For instance, X might exist inside of a relational database and Y might be a data frame in a local R session. So if copy is set to true, Y is copied to the environment where X exists. So this is not advisable if the data set is really huge. So copy is set to false by default. Another one is suffix. It is used to add a suffix to non-joined columns with matching column names that exist in both the tables. So all except semi-join and anti-join function include the suffix argument. So this is all about combining data using rbind, cbind, merge and join. Kindly subscribe to my channel to know more about other R packages. Thank you.